Yo, hello, this is another anime review, second week of the summer season. So yeah, the shows continue. Pretty decent week, the typical progression so far. We got some new shows coming out as well. The main one is a Nukitashi. So yeah, kind of like a funny show where everyone's just like having sex in this island. So yeah, I'll talk about that. Also, Gachi Akuta, we had a break this week. So yeah, that's because there were like elections happening in Japan. Yeah, I mean, what's more important than watching anime? Voting. But yeah, besides that, yeah, let's get started and talk about some shows I like this week. So you have Dandadan Part 2, Episode 3. So yeah, I mean, continuation of this like fight with Gigi, the evil eye. So yeah, Okarun's fighting, Momo's fighting. We see the giant worm is also there. So much shit is happening. There's like so many random fights. The animation was insane though. And then yeah, Okarun kind of showed up as well. So yeah, a lot of stuff is happening. Again, there was like the earthworm shit that we also have to deal with. But basically the fight with Okarun and Gigi, it was just like all underground. Okarun kind of kicks Momo through the hole in the sky, so she's able to escape and get help. And then he's left to fight the evil eye. And then yeah, evil eye, he's like pretty strong, nothing to fuck with. He has this like giant ball of like despaired souls. And then yeah, he keeps kicking it to Okarun, but also at the same time, he can go hand to hand, fight him, punch him. So yeah, evil eye has so much like variety of offense. Okarun's like basically trying to dodge because he's like pretty fast. So Okarun's using his speed so far to like outmaneuver Gigi. Problem is Gigi kind of gets like a bit impatient, so he traps Okarun into like a mini domain expansion, puts him into like this little house of souls that he can't escape from. So now Okarun is trapped here, and then Gigi comes in. So it's like a steel cage match. Both of them are in the small area, and since Okarun can't really use his speed anymore, it looks like it's over for him. Gigi starts punching him, and then starts talking shit as well, talking about how he's gonna kill Momo. That kind of triggers Okarun again, so he's like, so yeah, you harmed Momo, you violated Gigi, and now I'm gonna fuck you up. So he goes all out again into like this tiny house, and basically punches Gigi by doing squats on him. So rapid fire 20 hit punches. The voice acting was insane, and like every language here, just like them yelling 1 2 3 4 5 1920. It was like so fun. So yeah, and animated very well. I thought it was pretty funny how back and forth these fights are, where like you don't really see who has the advantage. It's just like people taking turns doing their moves on each other, just like doing the 20-piece combo a bunch of times until he knocks Gigi through the house, breaks it, and knocks him out. So yeah, Okarun beat Evil Eye. All that is left is kind of to escape, but they seem to be trapped down in this hole. Turbo Granny's also there. Okarun tries to save her, but then yeah, he gets trapped in like this like sticky substance. So yeah, I mean, how are we gonna save these guys? I guess Momo has to do it. But on the top side, we see Momo kind of burning the house down because she realizes if the firefighters come, they can like spray water all over the area. And then worms don't like water, so it might like blur out the Mongolian death worm. And then it also melts in the sunlight. So yeah, that's their plan. They're using some biology out here. So yeah, after all the firefighters spray water, we see the worm kind of jump up to the surface because he needs to breathe. And then yeah, he gets melted by the sun. We see Momo kind of also using her powers to kind of knock him around. So yeah, he gets more exposed to the sunlight. So I guess problem solved. The family is still alive, the one he swallowed up. But yeah, besides that, the worm is dead. And then apparently at the end of this episode, the volcano starts erupting. So the thing that the worm was actually like trying to protect, he was like the god here. It looks like this mountain village is kind of fucked. So yeah, how are we going to solve a volcano? I guess Okarun and Momo will do something. We got to see. But yeah, insane episode again. All these fights, high quality. It kind of blows your expectations out of the water every week. Also after that, we have the new show Nukitashi. So yeah, I mean, kind of borderline hentai show. This is a visual novel based show, kind of crazy, but the premise is that everyone in this island has sex all the time, like every day. That's like their economic boom so far. So yeah, not really an original concept. I think the story would go hard in 2014 though, because yeah, these type of like random sex jokes and everything would be mind-blowing back then. But now, it's like a funny ecchi show. Like I'm down to like watch it. So basically there's this dude, our main character Tachibana. He moves into this island with his sister. He attends the school. He realizes that yeah, everyone is forced to have sex every day. If you don't have sex, then you're going to be forced to have sex. Also, I guess there's like some small plot lines that they haven't really uncovered yet, but basically the main character is actually in love with his sister. Like one of the girls tries to rescue the main character. They kind of run away from the student council who have like guns and are just trying to shoot them and then put them in the sex guillotine. So yeah, our main character Tachibana, he kind of like teams up with this girl Nanase. They're able to like escape the student council, and then they find like this underground layer that like gives them instructions on how to destroy the sex fueled island. So yeah, I mean, crazy concept. We see just like everyone fucking. I guess it's not really a pure hentai show. There was some story there, but yeah, very degen. But I think it'll be pretty popular because the concept is like pretty insane. Also after that, we have Takopi's Original Sin. I want to talk about this show so bad. I didn't really talk about it in my first week review because of spoilers, but yeah, spoiler alert, I'm gonna talk about up to episode 4 so far. Basically episode 2, they kill Marino, the bully. There's kind of like no going back from that. He can't use his happy gadgets anymore. But yeah, we see Naoki show up. He's the dude with the glasses, so he also has like some type of plot line on his own where he has like a lot of pressures trying to compete with his brother, like meet his mom's expectations, but he always kind of falls short. So yeah, he has like this issue where he like kind of compares himself himself to others, even though he has like value himself. He doesn't know that. So yeah, he has, you know, another toxic family relationship dynamic, and he's kind of suffering for that. Yeah, but basically he kind of falls in love with Shizuka, and then I guess logically says, yeah, we gotta cover up the body, hide it. They see Takopi has a happy gadget that's like a giant preservation chamber that can like switch sizes. So they make it big enough to like fit Marina's body in a coffin. I think the problem is, why do you even need to like put her in a coffin if you're gonna bury her? Just like bury her without the coffin. I guess it's because they need DNA, because they're gonna make Takopi kind of like disguise as her. But I'm like, yeah, why not just like leave it alone, just pretend she's missing. But basically, yeah, they try to cover it up, and then they do hide her body. Shizuka's kind of like in crazy mode right now because she's in denial on her dog being alive still. So she wants to go to Tokyo, find her dad, find the dog. But yeah, I mean, it's not going to be happy for her. So that's going on there. We see there's like some plot setup so far. We see Takopi suffering being Marina as well because he disguises as her. And then the mom's kind of abusing her. So that's so fucked up. And then yeah, Takopi's also sad because he realizes, yeah, I killed her. This is wrong. We have to apologize type shit. So basically episode 4 kind of covers Naoki. So we kind of get his character arc. It was actually like pretty good because like he had like a happy ending so far. Like maybe it didn't finish yet. But yeah, like his brother kind of supported him at the end when he was breaking down. Yeah, Marina's body also got discovered, by the way. So yeah, all of that's going down. And then we see the police might be interviewing Shizuka because her and Marina had beef and she was like the last one to see her alive. So basically Shizuka's kind of bitter now. Okay, I have nobody left. I can't trust anyone. It's just me and you, Takopi. So yeah, let's enjoy our summer vacation, go to Tokyo. This girl has lost her mind. It's so sad though because yeah, I don't really blame any of the kids. You know, Marina, she's a bully, and yeah, her being so physical with Shizuka was so fucked up. But I think the problem is none of the adults in this anime were also like helping either. Like even the teachers, they were like kind of nonchalant about it. I mean, the writing makes the parents the most culpable so far because all of them are kind of like neglectful and abusive. So it's not really a healthy environment for anyone to grow up in. So besides that, yeah, she's goes like the kind of last one standing so far in their friend group. I wonder what's gonna happen, but his story's really fun, directed very well. Like this anime is super high quality. This episode seeing like Naoki's point of view and all these like scenes, like seeing him kind of suffer, even though like everyone around him is like praising him at his high grades. His mom is like, okay, it ain't 100, you ain't perfect, you ain't as good as your brother, I ain't giving you these pancakes. So I do love the way it kind of like covers like these child traumas. So Takopi continues, 2 episodes left. So yeah, let's see how Shizuka kind of navigates things now that she's by herself. We also have the summer Hikaru died. So yeah, Yoshiki and Hikaru keep getting closer. Like he kind of inserted himself into Hikaru last episode, which is crazy. Like apparently that's like a thing you can do to these like body snatchers. But the problem is Yoshiki, he realizes that something is wrong. Like his friend is a monster, even though they have feelings for each other. Like there's still that human monster barrier that they didn't break the ice with. So he just like feels that something's wrong all the time. He also talks to the woman that like kind of warned him, like, don't get closer to this monster. So yeah, she seems to be like pretty nice. Like she also gives us some important lore. Like she had something like this happen to her before as well, where she was like mixing with the monster. It was like a significant other. Also, we realized that like this monster might be part of the mountains, and then the fact that he's in the city now is kind of like causing a lot of corruption. So yeah, maybe bringing him back to the mountains is the best way to save everything. But yeah, now it looks like this whole village is gonna get fucked up because Monster Hikaru is kind of like messing up the balance of things. So yeah, basically they get into a fight after school, and then Hikaru almost kills Yoshiki. Yoshiki kind of like prepares for it, but then Hikaru's like, nah, I can't kill you, bro. We're homies. We can be monster human lovers. It's all good. And then yeah, Yoshiki also, he kind of goes into denial here, and then he's like, yeah, you know what? You're a kid, you're a baby. I'll take care of you. I love you. It's crazy. So yeah, their relationship is here. Also after that, we have Kaiju number 8. So first episode coming through. We're also doing it in a live stream format again, which is kind of annoying. But yeah, I'm waking up for it. It is fun. So yeah, new episode here. We kind of open up with Kafka's point of view. He has a nightmare where like, you know, everyone from the Kaiju Defense Force is hunting him. He's kind of captured by the government, but yeah, it looks like he'll join the fight in the future. After that, we see Shinomiya kind of like teaming up with like the strongest captain of the 1st Division. So yeah, he's like the strongest Kaiju hunter here. But yeah, I mean, the show is like very lighthearted. So when they like kind of built him up as being like the strong dude, he's actually like kind of a shut-in that likes to play video games. So yeah, he doesn't really take the army too seriously, but like he's like, the only thing I care about is strength. So he doesn't really care about the formalities of war or anything. He just wants you to kill kaijus. So this dude has like this giant blade as his weapon, and then he kind of like talks to Shinomiya. They like face off against this huge Godzilla kaiju that this dude just like one shots. So yeah, I mean, cool episode here where we get a quick kaiju fight, quick introduction to this guy. His name is Gan, so he's pretty funny. He also talks to Kafka at the end of this episode. So yeah, we see him kind of joining with the defense force here. We see that his friends are kind of like split up into different groups too. So their division is kind of like training, I guess. And yeah, I guess we'll see what's gonna happen, expecting more kaiju fights here. But this first episode is kind of like an introduction, kind of cooling us down into the season. So yeah, we're definitely gonna get some more story setups, more villains out here, and probably some insane kaiju fights coming in the future. Also, we have Call of the Night Season 2, Episode 3, insane episode. Anko is here to fuck everything up. I am so down, mommy. So she kind of shows up with her bare feet at the hot springs, and now she's here to kind of like interrogate Akun and then Ko's other friend. So Akun is already like a recent vampire, and then the other guy, he's gonna be groomed into being a vampire. So I guess Anko is trying to stop them, but yeah, there's like 3 vampires here. Like, how is she gonna fight them all? Well, I guess she knows the weakness of vampires, because if you had an object that belongs to them when they were human, that actually weakens them. So Anko kind of takes Akun's glasses, puts it back on him when he was human because he doesn't need them anymore, and it kind of just like incapacitates him. He also stabs Darui like a billion times. So yeah, this girl is like insane. But his vampires are like kind of hard to kill. So yeah, you need sunlight, I guess. You need to burn them. And then she gets surrounded by all these other vampires, and they're like, okay, we don't want to hurt humans. So yeah, they kind of like spare Anko. She goes back defeated. But she's like, yeah, Ko, I'm going to hunt you down. The other dude, I'm going to hunt you down too. Also, after that, we see Ko and Nazuna kind of hanging out together. So, yeah, I mean, cute scene with them in the apartment. They kind of go on a scavenger hunt to find things that are related to them when they were humans. Because if they destroy it, then they won't have a weakness anymore. But that involves looking into Nazuna's past. So she doesn't really have any memories of her past. We also get her real age, because I thought she was like super old, like grandmother age, maybe in her 60s to 100. But it looks like her real age is like around 40, maybe, in like vampire years. But anyway, they kind of go through Nazuna's stuff since she has no memories, and they find like this hospital patient card. They go visit it at night. It seems like kind of abandoned, but then we see the other vampire ladies here, like the kind of older lady that wears the black dress. So she works here as a nurse, and she's like, okay, can you guys leave, or you're bothering the patient? That seems kind of sus. So yeah, I mean, she seems a bit evil, like she's hiding something. And then Ko kind of like persists. He's like, okay, yeah, but isn't it kind of a coincidence that we were here and then you're a vampire here and it relates to Nazuna's past? Like, there's something sus here. Can we investigate? So she seems like very visibly angry at this. I guess we'll get some more information next week because we end the episode there. Also, for Sakamoto Days Part 2, we have the first 2 episodes here. We're back. New opening is like very good, high quality. In terms of the actual animation, which is the elephant in the room, because yeah, a lot of people were kind of disappointed on the season 1 animation. It is very much the same. So the same type of like impact frames, a little bit of like blockiness, and like slow, stiff moving characters just like hitting each other. It's still there. At least this one, it feels like maybe a bit tighter. They locked in a bit more. So you have like 2 big fights here in these 2 episodes. One is Shin and Lu, and another one is Osaragi. Shin, he kind of had to like unlock a second part of his powers, so now he can like predict your future. Instead of just reading your mind, he just like knows what you're gonna do. So yeah, that's like kind of interesting. But I guess he gets stronger. Lu also, like, she drank some ethanol, so yeah, that also like made her help Shin out. We see Osaragi fighting another inmate. So yeah, it's like the kind of brolic girl with the tan skin. So they fight in the shrine area. The environment was pretty cool, and Osaragi's kind of like indifferent about this. Like, she fights so emotionlessly. She's like, yeah, we gotta kill each other, that's life. And then, yeah, she kind of pulls out her saw weapon after it gets, like, knocked out. So she kind of, like, slices the inmate. And then, yeah, I guess she's dead. We see that the inmate had, like, a bunch of spikes that she protruded to, like, fight. So, yeah, you know, a bunch of goofy assassin fights here. It looks like the Order are being built up to be that strong. So I guess the only big threat is actually Slur. We'll see. Because, yeah, at the end of this episode, we see one of the other inmates goes into Sakamoto's store. He's not there, but his wife is there. So yeah, you better not mess with Sakamoto's family. You're not gonna like what's gonna happen then. But yeah, you know, the anime continues. I don't really have a huge problem with the animation. So yeah, even though it's not a perfect adaptation, it doesn't have all the aura that the manga art has. The world building is still like very funny and goofy. The story points kind of like give room for more assassin fights, and I think this season will be a bit less slice of life focused. Judging from the opening, we'll meet a lot more assassin characters, more fights. That's it for Sakamoto Days this week. Also, after that, we have Secrets of the Silent Witch, episode 3. Very cute anime, bro. Bochi the Witch. Like, every week, I just love it. So wholesome and nice. Just like a disclaimer, if you don't like these socially anxious, like, kind of girl anime, our main girl, Monica, she's just like so timid. Like, she doesn't talk to anyone. Her voice is shaking. Like, she takes a long time to actually like communicate her feelings, which is typical, you know, that's like, you know, social anxiety for her. But yeah, some people might think it's exaggerated. Some people won't like the slow development. They're like, girl, lock in. So yeah, I'm liking it either way. You know, cute witch show. You know, take your time, girl. Like, you're super powerful anyway. She's doing things, solving mysteries. So yeah, I like the dynamic so far. She solves the case where, you know, someone like kind of threw a flower pot at the prince, almost tried to murder him. So yeah, it looks like it was the girl that was like the girlfriend of the treasurer that got fired in the first episode. but she seems to have like some possessed eyes. So there seems to be like a demon that's like possessing people and framing them for crimes. So anyway, Monica like uses calculations to discover like, which floor the person threw the flower pot in. And after that kind of like does more stuff for the student council. So the prince kind of invites her to be the treasurer because yeah, they need a new one. She kind of panics at being like appointed as such a high role, but it's actually like really good for her because now she's like really close to the prince since they're both in the student council. So she can protect him a lot easier. So yeah, that's going on. We see the student council vice president as well. He's like this ice dude that can't really control his powers. And he seems to be working with Monica, and he also seems to be the next guy to be possessed. Besides that though, Monica rising up in the world, her expressions are super cute. Her kind of venting to her cat and crying. So just like a very comfy anime. If you like the main character Monica, yeah, that's like the main reason I'm watching it. Also after that, we have Rascal Does Not Dream of Santa Claus episode 3. So this episode, we actually see Santa this time. So she introduces herself to us. So this kind of goes after we get the Sweet Bullet performance where Uzuki, she kind of like messes up. Her voice doesn't work. So she's, going through puberty syndrome here. But basically she was anxious. She couldn't sing. Also, since she's like a different person here on stage, she's not like the airheaded bubbly girl. And it kind of takes like a small hiatus. It looks like everyone's worried that she'll be graduating. But it looks like they do another outdoor concert where it starts raining. And then Uzuki's actually in the audience. So everyone's kind of waiting for her to show up. But yeah, she's just hiding and watching. Sakata kind of sees her, gives her some inspiration. She kind of goes back on stage, is able to sing again. So yeah, I guess she kind of overcomes the puberty syndrome. I thought this arc was a bit whatever. It looks like she's dropping out of college. So I guess she's like gonna keep doing idol stuff. But yeah, I mean, we finish up her arc so far, quick 3 episodes with her. After that, Santa Claus shows up, end of the episode. She says her name is Toko Kirishima. I didn't do any research, but I don't know if this name is significant. I don't remember. But basically, Santa Claus shows up. I wonder what she's gonna do. Maybe grant people's wishes. Like she is Santa, so you give people presents. I don't know, but yeah, why is she invisible? What's her purpose here? Why is Santa Claus out here in the summer? Also, after that, we have My Dress Up Darling. So yeah, season 2, episode 3. Cute episode. So we got Amane backstory. Not too deep, but yeah, he was basically like a cross-dressing cosplayer. He feels cute in these clothes, and his mom and sister like kind of supported him. So they dressed him up, put him in makeup, and then he also bought all these cute outfits. So he's not really skilled at making cosplays himself, so he like kind of buys things. So he kind of shows Gojo and Marin stuff they can do, like different makeups, kind of like artificial boobs he can tape on, shit like that. So it's pretty funny. We see Gojo and Marin are very accepting. A lot of other cosplayers are also accepting of him. So yeah, he doesn't really have any issues in the cosplay community. It's just like a wholesome friendship with all of them. And Gojo and Marin also getting closer. Also after that, we have Ruri Rocks episode 3 of this show. Very cute. I think the artist, the character designer, he only has 2 types. One is like kind of like the short flat girl. The other one is like the bustiest, thickest women you've ever seen. So I guess the college women are super thick. And then the kind of high school girls are just like regular. But basically, Ruri, her discovery about like the kind of like different pyrite crystal, it gets published into her college paper. Like she's actually accomplishing things. So yeah, she feels good about it. She wants more minerals. She wants more crystals, more shiny things. So she kind of hangs out with Nagi at college. We see a new girl, Imari, who's kind of like a researcher who likes to collect like old history books because she thinks like learning through history is actually more important. There's more details there. So basically, they find a treasure map by cleaning Nagi's office. And it's like, there's like this old mine here, but it's kind of too dangerous to go in, so they just like look in the outside for like kind of abandoned materials. So we kind of learn some things. They kind of fall down a hole, but they got some like kind of shiny crystals. It's called fluorite, so yeah, there's like a vein of like these glow in the dark crystals here. And then yeah, besides that, Ruri's kind of having fun discovering more rocks. It looks like she wants to do more discoveries, so yeah, maybe they'll find like a sapphire gemstone. That looks like what they're hinting at next week. So yeah, Ruri and Naki, their relationship is getting closer. Cute girls excavating rocks. We're learning more things. So yeah, anime continues. It feels pretty good. Also after that, we have Witch Watch. So episode 16, story continues. I love it. More skits here. New character Miharu we met last week. There's kind of like this wisecracking vampire. He has no filter, so he just like says whatever comes to his mind. But he just like integrates himself to the cast. So he's like a soul-sucking vampire. So that's why he loves Morihito, because yeah, he has all that ogre energy. Besides that though, there's like some fun scenes with him. Everyone's getting kind of closer, living with each other. And then we have another skit at the end where there's like Nemu. She gets closer to Keigo actually because she wants to unleash the wolf, but she has to do it in like a natural way where he doesn't find out. So at first they watch a movie together. They're kind of alone in the house, so it's pretty awkward. But yeah, we see that Keigo finds the movie boring. So he kind of like has this like genuine caring personality where he talks to Nemu how she doesn't really need to compare herself to others. But Keigo kind of like gives her some confidence on like, being happy that she's a witch. So like cute kind of romantic moments with each other. But then also, yeah, he sees a crescent moon and then he turns into the wolf. They have more hijinks here as like, fun, lighthearted continuation. Also, let's quickly go over some other shows. So we have Tougen Anki. So basically Shiki, he gets captured. He's like the gun demon. His dad died. So yeah, he's like like a bit angry, but now we see that he also like can go berserk, which is like a problem that demons have. So if you can't control your power, you kind of get put down. So there's this like kind of mentor figure. His name is Naito, and then he has like an umbrella demon power, but Shiki kind of locks in and is able to like kind of go demon mode and, you know, beat Naito. But then yeah, he gets like knocked out, but then he shows his potential. So yeah, he's able to be alive. He goes into like this demon school, I guess, with other like demon characters. So yeah, there's like some lore here. Also, we have Arknights Rise from Ember, episode 3. So another kind of episode as the story continues where like the war is going on. Rhodes Island infiltrates the kind of flying city, Ursus. We see Tallulah's kind of going crazy. So yeah, she has like split personalities here. We see Patriot. He seems to be like the kind of villain we have to beat now, so he shows up. But I do appreciate how they try to integrate characters in every scene. So yeah, we see Blaze here talking. She was injured. So we get quick scenes of operators interacting. Like, it does feel good, but at the same time, it is, like, super abrupt. But, you know, story continues as, like, the squad kind of meet up with Patriot. They gotta beat him, because I guess he also has the key to kind of, like, stopping the city as well. And then, yeah, Rose Montes is also fucking a lot of shit up. We see Calcit with Monster, and then, yeah, they meet up with Guard, too. We also have Dr. Stone Science Future. So, part 2, episode 2, most notable thing, we meet a new character. It's kind of weird. Everyone here is like devolved into like a catchphrase pretty much at this like end game of Dr. Stone. Like things are moving so quickly and characters are just like quirky saying like their one-liners. But besides that, we made a new character. It's kind of like this like blind researcher. So she was also like in the White House area while everyone got petrified. So she knows of Dr. Zeno. I guess she joins the team. Like she's good at scouting. But also Stanley's squad is still on their tail. So they still have to outrun him. But yeah, basically we made new characters. It's kind of like this quirky researcher that has like this pumpkin aesthetic. Also after that, we have Clevatess episode 3. The slavery story so far is like pretty sad. Also main girl Alicia is trying to like fight off all these bandits. It looks like she kind of cuts the platform that they're all on. So they fall into like the water with all the magic beasts. So she kind of uses that to take her time to find a heroic sword while the fish demons are distracted. So yeah, that's going on. The story's like pretty captivating. A lot of like crazy shit's happening. And it looks like we're suffering, but I assume we're gonna reach our goal at the end of the arc. There's also some romance shows going on. So yeah, Rent a Girlfriend. Not that much to talk about. It's like Kazuya and Chizuru. She invites him into like a party with like that dude that like kind of shared their movie idea on Twitter. So yeah, he was the one that was like hitting on Chizuru on the previous season. Also to finish it up with Turkey this week, episode 2, it is an isekai. So these girls are bowling and you know they're in like feudal Japan era where people are just like fighting in wars. So these innocent high school girls are using their bowling balls to fight the villains and then kind of survive. It seems like pretty rough here. Like even though the concept is a bit crazy, it seems like the theme will be like the girls kind of, you know, team up together, their teamwork gets closer. Maybe they save some people and then, you know, solve some things in the past. And yeah, that's it for the shows this week. We also have 2B Hero X, which was nice. Kind of continues the arc with Ghostblade. I love the story with like, you know, him seeing his daughter and him being like a socially anxious, like sociopathic goober. So yeah, you know, this edgelord is really an edgelord. You know, story writing is very nice because you kind of care about the characters and it's not like too serious. It's like new stuff you don't really expect. So yeah, that's cool. And then the Lord of Mystery. So yeah, we have episode 5 here. So yeah, Klein Moretti, he's like doing more shit now. Like I guess this dude's like going around solving mysteries, like, you know, doing Beyonder things. So yeah, nothing really significant to talk about, just like more characters here doing stuff. I guess like the story will pick up soon. Like there's gonna be something, a catalyst for like the plot to move. So I guess we'll see what happens then. And then yeah, that's it for the shows this week. Thank you for watching, you know, keeping up with more anime. These are the ones I like this week. But yeah, I've been watching a lot more stuff here that I don't really have much to say so far. Let me know what anime you're enjoying this summer. And besides that, I'll see you next week. Peace.